This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Fans, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders, where we discuss history, news, memories, and so much more on the greatest form of action and excitement in all of sports and entertainment. I'm the humble co-host Dan Marotti, joined by
Mr. USA WWE 2006 Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas is pumping iron up there in Auburn, Maine. He's itching to get back to the gym. He's itching to get on the road, get in the ring, meet and greet fans, do those personal phone calls, draw your pictures on eBay. You're staying busy, Tony, even if you're technically not working right now.
Well, yeah, it's always a lot to do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff around the house that I put off for years that I got no chance to do. Families at this time, there's a similarity in every cloud.
There is. One thing I think...
I watch some of these programs and I watch people, and I see people doing stuff that I ain't seen people doing in a year. Like most of my neighbors on a warm day, I see them all out in the yard having a cookout. And I say, I've been here in this area for 11 years, and I never saw that family together in 11 years.
You can't buy more time.
Right. The man be be at work, the wife would be at work, the kids would be at school, they come home, the kids go one place, the husband go another place, the wife go another place. But I never saw them together. Now, this is good for family.
Family time.
It's good for family because now you have to be at home with the family.
You have to have a conversation.
You have to. And I'll tell you another thing that is going to help a lot too, for rich people in walk, because they still can drop the kids off at daycare. But the parents are going to get to know their kids, and the kids are going to get to know them.
Yeah.
I used to have a kid program here in Maine for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I noticed, the kids would come to me 3 days a week. In 1 year, them kids felt closer to me than they did with their parents.
Wow.
The reason was they never spent time with their parents. You think about it, the parents get up and go to school. Go to work. They send the kid to school. Kid come home from work. Kid go out, play with be with his buddy. The mother come home, do what she got to do. The husband come home, do what he got to do. The average parent spends about 3 to 4 hours a day with their kid. And since technology came along, they're not even spending no time with the kid because the kid is on the computer somewhere, the mother on the phone, mother is in the kitchen doing something, pops is out in the yard doing something. What this epidemic had done had brought families closer together.
The time they necessarily had before wasn't exactly quality time in all cases.
I'll tell you another thing that I've never seen before.
What's that?
Cleanliness.
What?
Cleanliness.
What?
Being clean.
Oh, cleanliness. All right. I'm sorry, Tony. The phone broke up.
Cleanliness. They brought that back. I tell you the reason why. I used to go to Chinese buffets.
Mm-hmm. You're a big fan of the buffets.
Yeah, but you stop and think about it. You have been to a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anybody come into a restaurant or a buffet and wash their hands before they sit down to eat? Have you ever seen that?
Not that I can recall, but
filthy.
I have
that
been.
A guy could be wiping his nose, wiping his ass, walk right in that buffet and grab that spoon to put rice on the plate, and you come right behind him and grab the same spoon.
You're right. I'm lucky that I think I've been preparing for coronavirus for the better part of 4 decades. Right? I'm kind of a germaphobe already.
Right. And see, I think what caused a lot of these epidemics is not the Chinese. I think it's pure order of filth.
You think buffets caused the coronavirus outbreak?
Filth. No,
filth. Okay.
Being unclean. The first time I started noticing it, I'm not going to call his name, but me and this guy, I know you like use the term rat, so this was a rat.
All right, you had a rat.
This was a rat.
All right.
So she walked on me, and she gonna do my buddy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call his name because of his wife. I don't want to embarrass his wife and his kid, because he was married at the time. But anyway, they had sex.
Yeah.
She got up, okay, walked out the door. Guess what she never did?
She didn't wash her hands or her vagina.
Didn't wash nothing.
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 Well, she really was a rat then, wasn't she?
Well, no, but that's people. It's not just. How many times a guy would meet a girl in a bar before this virus, take that girl straight home, and have sex with her?
Without even cleaning a little.
No, don't go nowhere. The people started jumping in bed. See, one thing I give the old timers credit about, we start off in the shower.
So the old timers would take a shower before they had their rats.
Yeah,
Oh.
and before and after. And the girl would have to take one too, because the guy was scared of venereal disease. Most of the guys was married, and if you marry, a good cheater was very clean. They cure protection, and they washed a lot. They made the girl wash before they had sex with her. So the girl would come in the room. She wouldn't just jump in bed. She'd been walking around all day long and sweating and everything, and then she's going to hop into bed with you. That's nasty. That is filthy.
Now,
so what the guys would do, you get the girl in the shower, and the girl will wash your back, you wash her back, then y'all dry off, and then you go to bed and have your fun. Now, after you get through with your fun, you pull them sheets, you call the front desk, and say, look, I had something spilt on one of my sheets. Can I have some fresh sheets? So they would bring fresh sheets up. You just had sex on them sheets.
You didn't want the semen-soaked sheets. You wanted a fresh pair.
No,
of
you didn't
sheets.
want to sleep on.
Yeah.
When you want to sleep on a pair of sheets where people been having sex and
Right.
sweating all over, no. Who want to sleep like that? That's filthy.
Well, with you,
And so what we used to do, we used to change the sheets, and then we would shower before we went back to bed. And the girl would shower before she leave the room.
and it was a fresh bed.
Right. People used to go into a restaurant and they order their food, then they would get up from the table, go in the bathroom, and wash their hands and come back to eat. People used to do that. People used to always wash their hands before they ate.
Well,
Then we got more and more filthy. How many times you been walking with somebody, you smell their body odor?
well, in wrestling, we know many people that would fall into that category. So,
I mean, just in the regular street.
I mean, it happens. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't think about washing.
there's no law about taking a bath.
No. People got away from cleanliness.
But do you think cleanliness is going to make a comeback?
We're all going to poison each other if we don't.
So,
We're going to kill each other if we don't, because I think most of these diseases will come from filth.
so do you think if everybody bathed, there'd be no more coronavirus?
Well, it would eliminate a lot of stuff, because what is one of the things of curing the virus? Washing your hands. I mean, to tell you to wash, people don't want to wash. They got used to being grubby.
I'm glad I've never fallen into
when-
that category.
Yeah, when I first went to the airport, if you look at old pictures of people going to the airport, people used to dress up before they go somewhere.
They would get very dressed up before flights.
People would wash up before they went out that night. People would get straight from work, and whatever they got on, that's what they go out with. They keep it on all day.
Now,
They don't think about changing. You remember that, like Vince, the people, you go to a restaurant, you see people all, dressed at night. When people went to a boxing match, you look at all the old pictures of boxing matches and wrestling matches. The people were dressed up.
it was like they were going to wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis. They dress up
Right,
there
they washed
too. Yeah.
up because they was going to be another reason they washed up, because they're going to be around a lot of other people.
Right.
And it was embarrassing for other people to smell you.
Well, I ask you this, Tony. How often would you suggest to the folks at home that they clean themselves, that they bathe? Daily? Twice a day?
I do.
Twice a day, Tony?
That's minimal.
Sometimes 3 showers a day.
No, that's
Just
too
2.
much.
All right. Well, we have it narrowed down. Tony, I tell
What
you.
I do, the first thing I do when I get up out of bed, I have myself a cup of coffee.
That's a
That
must.
helps my bowels to move.
All right.
Then I use the bathroom. As soon as I get off that toilet, before I put my clothes on, I jump into the shower.
After you move your bowels, you jump into the shower.
Well, I wipe my ass
All
first.
right.
You know.
Well, no, I
Otherwise,
kind of assume that.
Otherwise, I have the shit running down the side of my leg.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
I don't want that. No, for God's sake. So then I have my shower. Then I put my clothes on. Well, before I go to bed, I have to shower before I go to bed. Otherwise, I can't sleep.
Really? All right.
Well, see, you got to think about it. I'm moving around 8 to 12 hours. I'm everywhere. I mean, here, I'm there, I'm at the gym, here, all these places. Then I'm going to take all that and drag it into my bed.
Well, do you think
Everything that I picked up during the day is now in my bed with me. And it's going to be in my bed for 8 hours. I'm going to sleep on it for 8 hours.
do you think you sleep better as a result of it?
Oh, I sleep like a baby if I shower. If I don't shower, I don't sleep good. I never sleep good.
Well,
But then what I do, I shower. I shower when I get up. That helped me to wake up. And then I shower before I go to sleep. One shower is for waking up. The other shower is for sleeping.
maybe I should take a pre-bedtime shower to sleep
Your body is
better.
nice and relaxed. If your body feels better when it's nice and clean, you ask anybody how they feel like they take a shower, you feel great.
Well, I need at least one a day, Tony, or I go nuts.
Yeah, I gotta have two because I go around people and I don't want them to be smelling me. So
Well, maybe that is my reason behind some of my insomnia. I don't take a second shower before bed every night. Maybe I'll take your suggestion, Tony.
yeah, one in the morning. All you need is one in the morning and one at night because at the end of the night you washed off every hand you shut, every seat you shut off, everything you've been around is all down the drain.
Well, you know what, Tony? I'm interested to see if this helps me sleep better now.
You will. You take a shower right before you go to bed. Watch how relaxed you are. Your joints feel good. You feel so nice and clean. You get on these nice clean sheets, you know. And you should change your sheets on your bed at least every 2 or 3 days.
I used to be a night shower person, but that due to my life schedule change, I became a morning shower person. And
Well, all wrestlers are because the shows at night, they all got
they have to.
So that's how come I got to become a night shower. And you have to take a shower in the morning to wake up. So every wrestler in the morning, they get up and take a shower, and then after the match, they have to take another one. You can't go to bed after sweating all day.
In the summertime, I usually take 2 every day.
Oh, yeah, you have to because your body's sticky.
Yeah.
Feel like glue.
Well, see the things people can learn by listening to our interactions, Tony. Even if we're not in studio together, we still have some interesting conversations, do we not?
What are some of the questions that people want to know from this old man?
All right, well, this one, Tony, comes from almost a neighbor of yours from the main streets of downtown Berwick, Maine, Mike Arago. He wants to know, Tony, this past week on WWE television, they've been celebrating 25 years of Triple H in WWE since he came over from WCW as Jean-Paul Levesque. He was trained by Killer Kowalski right down the street from us in Malden, Massachusetts. Tony is someone that worked not only with on a few tours, but is also someone that was in head of talent relations. What are some of your memories with Triple H? He liked to work out. I remember you saying that much.
That's about it.
That's it.
That's it. Me and him, that's the only interaction we ever had in the gym.
He was a fan of
interaction with him.
He was a fan of the foot tape, was he not?
Oh yeah, he liked to watch my foot tape.
Yeah.
But I say Triple H is him and Undertaker, in my opinion, are the best talent that they got.
Well, and the Triple H now, it's been over a year since he's had a match in the squared circle.
Yeah, but see the thing with Undertaker and Triple H that is so make them so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Is that both of them know how to work.
Yes.
A work means you can't tell that it's a work.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know, you can't tell. When you watch Triple H, sometimes you think that he's for real.
Very smooth.
Well, you would think it's for real. It's not so much smooth. It's the fact that he do it the way he would do it in real life.
I think it's very smooth, in my opinion.
Right. It looks real.
Well,
He looks real.
He does.
He got the looks. He got the talent. The only other person that got that type of ability there is Undertaker.
Undertaker. All right. Well,
Nobody else had that type of ability. But you got to realize he was trained by Killer Kowalski. So when you see Triple H, he know how to. He's old school. See?
Well,
he was trained by an old school guy that taught him how to make it look real. Triple H is not going to do nothing in that ring that don't make sense. Undertaker is not going to do something in that ring that don't make sense. Like for example, not knocking him like John Cena. John Cena is built like a gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful man, powerful. But John Cena will hit you 1,000 times. Every punch he throw, he don't look stronger. He look what?
Weaker.
Exactly. He has to do so much to you to beat you. That don't fit. If he did all that to the average person, what they think, he would kill him.
At his size, absolutely, yeah.
They'd be dead. All the stuff he do to see, but if you watch Undertaker, he don't do that much to you.
Smaller doses.
Right. Smaller, sometimes less is more.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
He wrestles the way he looks.
Mm-hmm.
He wrestles the way people expect him to wrestle. Triple H wrestles the way people expect him to wrestle. That big show means nothing to the fan. Nothing.
Sells too much. Always sold too much, in my opinion.
He don't wrestle. He don't fit what he wrestles like a midget. You would think he's a midget.
Well, he's one of the few examples of someone that I think was used better in WCW than in WWE.
Yeah, 7 feet tall, over 500 pounds, and he's out there bumping for 150 pounds. Come on, now who's gonna believe that?
Yeah,
the Big Show number became a big name there.
There aren't many guys that you can say WCW used someone better than WWE, but he's certainly one of them.
Yeah.
He's had a great run, but it could have been a lot more, I think.
Well, they took care of him. He made good money.
Great money.
He never got over.
But he's not a household name like he could have been.
Never will
Certainly
be.
not Andre.
No, will be. Not even John Studd. He didn't even reach John Studd level. Much less Andre. You know, he didn't reach them level because they're out there selling for these little bitty guys. If you're 7 feet tall, 500 some pounds, nobody gonna believe that Elmer Bourne could beat you. Come on now.
They didn't do enough to keep him special.
He did it himself.
Well, sometimes you're just following the marching orders, but
no. He tried to prove. These guys always try to prove that they could do the move. They're not paying no ticket. He don't have knowledge. He don't know what he's doing. It ain't the office. He don't know what he's doing.
All right. Well, I think back to Triple H. I think to have 25 years in any one company is successful, but especially WWE.
They don't train you.
What's that?
Right now we're trained on the independent circuit. So that's whoever trained you, where you get your knowledge from.
Right.
See?
Well, Killer Kowalski trained a lot of guys that didn't last 25 years. What's that?
Who trained Big Show?
Geez, I'm not 100% sure about that.
That's where it comes down to.
I don't know if he went through that WCW power plant system they had. I know they kind of found him as kind of someone they wanted to groom because when he first came in, he was the son of Andre. Which was kind of laughed at, but that's a different story for a different time.
Did you notice something? The WWE headquarters have not produced anything worth a shit yet.
Well, they have the NXT training center down in Florida,
they have not produced one wrestler yet.
They haven't produced a household name. How about that?
They have not produced one that's worth a shit.
Well, some may disagree with that, but
why is that?
Well, they have a lot of talents that they're making money with right now. Are they household names? No, but the business hasn't been on fire for 19 years, as we've mentioned a few times now. It's been on a downward spiral since 2001.
Why is that?
Oh, you could write a book.
It's based on what we say.
Well, I think, to me, you could sum it up best as They just continue and continue to insult people's intelligence, and people tune out.
Right. And the guys don't know how to work.
Right. Well, that's part of it. That's part of it.
This is how Vince shot himself in the foot. He got rid of all the old timers.
And look at how many he just released that were in the producer agents.
No, I ain't talking about recent. These guys,
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, even recently with the big cuts, you had guys like Mike Rotundo and Fit Finley and whatnot that were furloughed. And, you know, those are minds that have a lot of experience in a lot of places all over the globe, not just one company.
Mike Rotundo was a go for.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, he was a guy that just did what he was told. He never suggested anything to anybody. The only people he probably helped was his kids. I never see Mike give anybody no advice on anything.
Really? Okay. Fair enough.
Now, Steamboat's a different story. Steamboat tried to help guys.
He did.
I see Steamboat do that. Yeah.
Now, what would Ricky do to try and help people as an agent?
He would watch your match and pull you over the side and tell you what you did right, what you did wrong, the way the old family would do it. Mike Watana just walked right by. He ain't gonna say shit to you. You know, but anyway, make a long story short, see, Vince shot himself in the foot when he got rid of the old timers back in the 90s, because there was nobody left to pass on the teaching.
The old school knowledge.
No, it's not old school. It was basic, the basics.
Well, basic is old school nowadays.
Yeah, well, it was like that for years, and then they brought in the writers.
Yeah.
To replace the teaching of Lou Albano, the teaching of Freddie Blassie, the teaching of Bruno Sammartino, the teaching of Jimmy Snuka, the teaching of Fuji. All these guys that knew wrestling, the basic, you know, Harley Race. I mean, he never gave Harley Race a freaking job as an agent.
Well, maybe there's still time for you to go back, Tony. You'd be good at it.
But I tell you something different between Harley Race and Vince. Everybody Harley Race trained became a household name.
Everyone that Harley Race trained became a household name.
CM Punk.
You're talking about when he was on the road, you mean?
No, but CM Punk, he was a household name, right?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but he was certainly a main event talent for a long time.
Yeah, he was for a long time. All the guys that Harley trained became big because Harley know how to train people.
Well, I think it's a shame, Tony, that you haven't been more active in doing something like that. I think you have a way to give back to the future superstars of professional wrestling with your vault of knowledge.
Vince don't care about that. Vince, when he done with you, he wants you to be destroyed. He wants you to be erased from the freaking planet. That's Vince.
Well, even up in Maine.
Vince, when he done with you,
yeah,
he want to bury you.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, even if you had your own facility,
you want to make sure you not only no more good for him, but anyone else.
Like David Schultz.
Right. Once he's done with you, he would do everything. The prime example is Paul Chyna.
Well, we've disagreed on that before. She kind of dug her own grave.
No.
I disagree.
No. She would have made what she wanted to do would have been great for the bid, been great for her. She looked the part.
Her problem was not only was there the issue with Triple H and Stephanie that she was going to come out on the losing end of the stick, but as someone that was there at the time, she wanted a ridiculous amount of money that she was not worth and was not going to get.
Well,
she was not worth. She wanted what Austin and Rock were getting, and she was a big star, but she was not worth that amount of money. Plus, there was all the turmoil with Triple H now with Stephanie. So who do you think's going to come out of the losing end of that proposition? Not only financially, but the personal conflict that was going on at the time.
Everything you just named, right?
Yeah.
Got nothing to do with business.
Well,
business-wise, she deserved that much money. She was the most
you think she deserved as much money as Steve Austin and The Rock?
During that time, yeah.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
You wanted her to walk on you. That's the only reason why you're saying that.
No, what I do, I put her in the same category as I would put a man. If she was a man built like that, she would have got more than Rock and Steve Austin.
If she had that much value, she would have went on to make money in some other place.
They did it with Lex Luger. Lex Luger would do no rich right from a wristwatch. But because of his body, they did it with superstar Billy Graham, and then with every muscle man, Alvin Pusky. I can name 1,000 of muscle men they did that with. They just never did it with a woman. That's all.
She did not deserve that much money.
She's a woman, so she don't deserve it because she's a woman. No other reason.
It has nothing to do with being a woman. She wasn't that big of a superstar, no matter what the gender is. She was she was a big star. I'm not trying to take away from that, but there was a personality conflict, there was a personality issue, and then you had her wanting an obscene amount of money. You think she deserved more than Undertaker or Mick Foley or someone like that?
More. She was not. How much was she making? Do you know?
I think she hit $750.
A year.
Yeah.
Well, what was the other guys making?
I know Taker and Rock and Triple H and Austin all had downsides of $1 million. Obviously, they made much more than that. But, I mean, the bulk of that was made off of merchandising. Her merchandise never sold. Who wanted a Chyna t-shirt?
What? You see what they made of her?
They made Chyna t-shirts. What?
Huh?
What did you say?
They didn't invest none in merchandise.
They invested in Chyna.
Brother, I collect female action figure. Brother, you try to find a Chyna doll. They got these little bit of fun looking things. One, she's skinny as a rail. And the other one, they made her look like some type of cartoon. They never did a good action figure of Chyna. They never put money in Wendy Richter.
In the late,
this is the first time the WWE ever put any type of money into any female wrestler. I've been saying this for 50 fucking years. She never got the chance. Yes, she deserved more than what she was getting. All these other guys making big money, and they had her out there. She's the one that made Triple H.
Well, you want to know something? His world, I'll agree with you.
Triple H could tell you this. He would have never made it without Chyna. Chyna, the one that brought attention to him, he didn't become popular until he teamed up with her.
You're 100% right about that.
Come on,
She helped move him up to the next level.
Of course she did. Nobody cared nothing about him. Then it was her.
I'll say
she was the one that people wanted to see. She was the one with the heat. They wouldn't have given no matches the whole time. They tried to make Chyna downplay what she were. Most wrestlers, they try to make them bigger than what they are, right?
And you also had a problem. You know what? I'm going to give credit.
I was there with her for a short while, and I'm going to tell you a story.
All right, let's hear it.
I was at a Monday Night Raw up in Rochester or Albany, back then. And they want to do another thing with me, Rocket Johnson, and Dwayne Johnson at the time.
March of 97.
Right. Okay, you got the date. So, you know, I'm telling the truth. But anyway, I walked up to her. I said, you look freaking fantastic. I said, you must have really been real dedicated to get your body to look like that. She said, thank you. And she started crying. And Arnold Skolin was standing there. And I said, Skolin, I hope I didn't do nothing wrong. He said, Tony, that was the nicest thing anybody said to that woman since she been here. I was sitting in the dressing room. All the guys had their shirts off.
Yeah. Chyna
walked through the dressing room. All the guys put their shirt back on. Chyna made every guy there feel weak. They bitched and complained and ridiculed that woman from day one, according to Arnold Skolin. And I asked her why. She's a nice girl. Skolin said she make all the guys feel inferior.
And she had only been there.
Triple H told me a story that we walk into a gym, and the bar is at 315 pounds. Chyna would walk over, take the 315 off, and start doing reps with it. Wow. He said it was always funny. He said the gym be full when Chyna go in it. Before they could finish their workout, the gym is almost empty. The guys did not want to work with. See, men's always had this ego that a man's going to be the only one with physical power.
Yeah.
nobody felt strong around Chyna. No guy. No guy felt big around Andre.
Right.
That's what Chyna's problem. Chyna made the guys look too weak. There was nobody there at that time looked stronger than her. Think about it.
Well, I think another problem she ran into is that she didn't even want to wrestle the women. She wanted to wrestle guys.
No.
That's true, too. What's that?
No, that's what they told you, but the truth of the matter, ain't no one want to get in the ring with her.
She wanted to work the men, and they tested the waters with it. It castrated Chris Jericho's run early on. The guys didn't.
Brother, what woman you going to put in with a 235-pound woman like that?
Well,
Who?
I agree. I wouldn't.
Putting Andre the Giant against Little Louis.
I thought she excelled in the bodyguard role. I thought she was excellent at that.
Today, they could put her against a woman. Today, it would be believable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because you got women now that is big and husky looking.
But that kind of physique that she had, I don't know.
We didn't have them type women back then. We didn't have them women then. You know, all the women there was nothing like that. They really had guys that fucking big. Much less a woman.
You're right. A lot of the guys nowadays aren't as big as she was then.
Kowalski, the one that used to tell her that. So you got to wrestle guys because we're never going to find a woman big and strong enough to work with you. To make it believable. What woman would you have put against Chyna in her heyday to make it look believable? You name one. Now today you could have also Khan. She'd make a great opponent for her. You got Myra Jack, make a great opponent for her. You got Natalya. Natalya in real life is like a pit bull in real life.
Yeah.
You got Natalya now. You got the MMA fighter. What's her name?
Ronda Rousey.
Rousey. I mean, you got a lot of women. I would never put Chyna against Becky Lynch. I mean, it would look like an ant trying to fuck an elephant.
Well, you know what?
Chyna was 235 pounds, 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a big man with 20 with almost 20 with 19-inch biceps, brother. Her arms the same size as Jessie the Body Ventura. She was a monster. You could not find it. They didn't want her to wrestle. She knew because she was trained by Killer Kowalski too.
Right. Well, you know,
it would not make sense to put her against a woman. How long would that match last if you want to make it look realistic?
Seconds.
That's what I'm saying. So that wasn't her. She was right.
Well, but no one wanted to see her wrestle a man. No one wanted to see her wrestle a man.
Yeah, but today you can't. Today, you could put her in the woman division. But
right. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, we didn't have Ulsa Khan then. We didn't have Myra Jack then. We didn't have Charlotte Flair then. We didn't have these big women then. Jimmy Snuka, the daughter, been a great opponent for her.
Yeah, she's kind of big. Yeah.
She's kind of big. She's fucking big. I met her in real life.
I don't think I've ever met her in person.
Yeah, she's built and walked and built just like her dad. She got big arms, big shoulder. She's strong as hell. She's bigger than the Rougeos.
The who?
The Woozos. What do they call themselves?
The Rougeos? Jacques and Raymond?
No, not them. What they call them now? The Samoan brothers there.
Oh, the Usos.
She's bigger than them.
Rikishi's sons.
She's bigger than them.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. I was there. I saw them setting the gun. I saw them walking the gun. I see them riding the gun. She's bigger than them.
Yeah.
And they both was afraid of her. She was just as strong. Jimmy Snuka's daughter is not the mess with. She's a freaking powerhouse. But see, they got these type women now.
Not then.
Not then. They didn't have nobody for her to wrestle.
Well, I mean, I'll run a few names by you from back in that heyday. Some of the women they had on the roster, you're talking about Ivory, Jackie Moore, Sonny.
Jackie's 5'2".
Sable. Who else did you have? Deborah McMichael.
Sable is 100 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
She's 120 pounds, 130 at the most.
So you're right.
Small people.
There wasn't a lot of female competition for her, but the answer.
There was no big, shapely women around.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is I don't think the solution to the problem was to have her castrate the men and get in there and work with them. And it didn't work because ultimately it was a failure.
Brother, that was not her doing.
It was strongly pushed upon them by her.
No, the
I know it is
wrestlers-
a fact.
The wrestlers felt inferior around her. I know for a fact. I saw it with my own eyes.
Well, you're talking about 97. I'm talking about 2000 and 2001. So that's a difference of 4 years. That's different periods of time.
Well, by then, she was already on the shit list. They were never going to do nothing with her then. By then, you know that.
Well, it's a shame how it worked out in the end.
Yeah. That's why he destroyed her. You notice nothing happened for her after that.
What are you talking about? She didn't even do a job on her way out. I don't think they destroyed her.
You don't realize what I mean by destroying.
Well, let's hear it then.
Destroying you. See, you're a powerful company.
Mm-hmm.
A powerful company. Like for example, in the wrestling business, we know. I'll give you an example of how the wrestling business was then.
Let's hear it.
I lost my wallet in Los Angeles on a Saturday.
I've heard this one, but keep going.
I flew back to New York the next day. S.D. Jones picked me up at the airport the next day. He knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
The old saying was telephone, telegraph, and telewrestler.
Right.
If you tell one wrestler, they all know. That's how the business was. So when one wrestler started bitching about something, and guys like to exaggerate, I lost about $600 in that wallet. I had about $700 in that wallet.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was here in the store, it was $2,000.
It kept growing.
Every time somebody told the store, they add $1,000 to it. In fact, I think the one story I hear where it was $20,000.
That would have been an awfully thick wallet, Tony, if you had 20 grand in it. Yeah.
But that's how the wrestling business is. They add to it. Like Brad Blair, we were talking about our thing. He add to the fight. It wasn't even a fight. Paul swung at me. I leg down him and took him down. And as I was holding him down, he bit me. Tommy Rich broke us up. We shook hands. We got back in the car. Tommy Rich said, Tony, your ear is bleeding. So I looked at my ear, and the earlobe was hanging. Tommy said, well, let me take you to the hospital to get that sewed up. You don't want to go around the rest of your life looking like that. So Tommy then was making jokes about calling me flop ears. Hey, we give you a new gimmick, Tony. We call you the elephant ear gal. You know, they were just making jokes. We didn't take it seriously. I went to the hospital. The guy said, how do you get the bite? I said, one of the wrestlers did. He said, well, I have to keep you overnight because I have to give you a tetanus shot to make sure, because a human bite is the worst bite you could get.
And I would have never guessed that until you told me.
I didn't know that either.
I would have guessed some kind of a rabid animal, not a person.
No, he said a human bite is the worst bite you could get. The human bite is the worst bite you get. He said you're going to have a tetanus shot. He said if I have been bit by a dog or something, he said they would check me for rabies or something. He said, but with a human bite, every human bite got to go through a 24-hour quarantine to make sure that that you're not infected.
No, you almost went through a coronavirus situation because of Paul Orndorff biting your ear. Yeah,
right. And I did not know that about a bite.
Well, it's a good thing you went to the hospital then.
Right. I didn't know that. I found that out about a bite. You can ask any doctor. You go on the computer and say, what is the worst bite you could get? And it'd be a human bite, number one. Go on the computer, look it up. It will tell you.
We'll Google it and see what Google says.
It will say the most infected, the germ, because we carry a lot of germs in our mouth, a lot of bacteria.
Yeah.
Our mouths are nasty.
Well, you could ask Lanny, but that's all right. Tony, I ask you this. We continue to disagree on Chyna, but how do you sum up, again, 25 years working for WWE? That is a success story, no matter how you slice it and dice it, no matter who you're married to, no matter what other jobs you have in the company. 25 years is a great success story.
Sure it is. The only guy at the top that is Howard Finkel.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Howard passed away.
Outside of Howard, nobody had that type of run. Outside of Howard.
Well, Undertaker's been there almost 30, so there you go.
Yeah, Undertaker, yeah. So it's only very few people could join that club. That club got a very limited members. So I got any more questions there from the fans?
Tony, we went so long on this one, we'll save more for next time. How about that?
Let's do one more before we go.
What's your shoes?
I got to go in a few minutes. We got to have one more question.
What's your shoe size, Tony? They want to know.
My what?
Your shoe size.
12.
You take a size 12. Now, what's your favorite kind of shoe?
With me, I don't give a shit. Whatever's cheaper.
For the free kind, if you can get your hands on one.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't believe in spending $100 for a pair of Nike when I could go to Walmart and get a pair of shoes for $20.
You're frugal.
You see what I wear.
I see what you wear.
No Air Jordan, all that crazy. I ain't gonna spend no money on no damn Air Jordan.
All right, Tony. Well, we know art is part of your therapy as you try and get through coronavirus, and you run into the situation now where there is no YMCA for you to do your personal training. There are no wrestling appearances, really. You're available for the artwork. We'll have the links below. You're available for the phone calls, autographs, some of those art prints that you have. You're one of the few that's even willing to make personal appearances during the quarantine, which I think is amazing.
And I have sex with baboons.
Oh, here we go.
I like to monkey around.
You do like to monkey around.
Yeah, and I like to have sex with parakeet because I have a pecking good time.
Well, Coco Beware didn't want you around Frankie, I guess.
Oh, Frankie was hot.
All right. All right, well, folks.
You sitting there say that, as soon as I think about Frankie, oh, my goodness. Oh. Coco, he's so lucky he never left me along with that bird.
You would have violated Frankie?
Oh, yeah. I tried to violate Jake the snake.
Well, I remember you told me about the night that it popped up wrapped around the toilet when you went to use it.
Scared the shit out of me.
Literally.
Literally, brother. I jumped up off that toilet. I held it. I grabbed my clothes. I didn't even have my shoes on. I threw everything as much as I could throw into my suitcase, went downstairs, and I need another room. And she said, well, y'all supposed to check out in another 2 or 3 hours. I don't care. I sleep for 3 hours in another room. I could not sleep. That snake scared the hell out of me.
No,
I went and checked out. He rose right up in between my legs.
It wouldn't have been a pleasant situation for just about anybody unless you're a real snake aficionado, I guess.
The head on that thing is as big as your fist. You ever see the head on one of them?
I've never been that close to a snake, no.
And when you open his mouth, brother, I mean, brother, and the teeth, I say the teeth got to be at least 2 inches long.
2 inches long, really?
Man, I jumped out of there so quick. And this snake was probably about 12, 15 feet in the air.
Wow.
Big old ass. And then made it worse, they gave him that Cobra, and that son of a gun was quick. He got out in the dressing room one day. That thing cleared the whole dressing room.
Better you than me, Tony. All right, well.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that stuff with Jake and them snakes was kind of, and you be riding with him and say, where that snake at, Jake? Oh, he's back in the back there. And you look, and the wrestlers used to pick on that snake a lot. The reason I was scared of it, they would go by the bag just to play a joke on Jake, and they would kick the bag.
Kick it, and I even heard it was injected with steroids.
They
gassed the snake up.
Brother, no, what made that snake mad? They used to beat that snake.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, they slapped the snake around. And one time that snake came up out that bag. He went straight up in the freaking air, came down and wrapped around Jake's throat. And it took 3 or 4 guys to get that snake off of Jake. Almost killed him.
Wow.
They say, talk to Jake, ask about that.
Well,
Jake wanted to shoot the people. Guys were doing it for a joke. They thought it was funny. The bag was sitting there, and they would walk by the bag, they'd kick it. And they said, watch this. Wait till you open that bag. Wait till you open that bag. But they knew what that snake was going to do. That snake was pissed off.
The snake probably was suffering from PTSD.
That snake was pissed off every night, brother.
All right. Well, Tony, more stories for the book. Another great podcast here. We look forward to talking again in a few days.
Yes.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
All right, brother.
All right, Tony. Be well. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.